Now I heard. So we're going to talk about the core value for November. This one is my absolute favorite. It is my favorite. Citizenship by far is something where my passion is, even so much that I created Youth Patriotism Award 6 years ago, which is a national program, which is information over there. It is my passion, so hold on. There's going to be a lot of stuff tonight. The slides are available afterwards. I put them on our Facebook site, but for those who do not do Facebook, I also have the parking lot back here. Write your email address down with, saying I love the slides. I will be happy to send them to you. Because there's lots of information for you to use. So hold on, here we go. The key to citizenship here is this bumper sticker in absolutely every part of life. Citizenship and patriotism is not a passive thing. It is not. It is an active thing. It's an education that continues through life. It is action behind it. The obligation of a citizen is not to just belong. The obligation of a citizen is to belong, to add to improve, to help. That's the responsibility of a citizen. Always. We seem to have forgotten that now and then, but we're going to teach our Cub Scouts that this is what it really means. Lord Baden-Powell talked about the fact that there is no way that we can go through life without making an impact on something. He said it very eloquently, you can't pass through life any more than pass through a country without leaving tracks behind. The tracks often are helpful to those coming after them. That's your job. You as leaders are leaving amazing tracks that your boys are following, and then they're going to, whether you realize it or not, impact other boys, whether they're in scouting or not. Their citizenship and their action put behind it will make a huge difference. Never doubt it. Okay, who have we got that's new to Roundtable? First time here at Roundtable. One, two, come on up. Come on, Kurt.
I didn't do it that time.
Not do anymore.
I promise.
Hello, all. Hello. So, number one, we are very glad you're here. Thank you. Number two, we need to know you. So, this is something. See, you got fear on your face. Don't be afraid. You had this look of fear. That's later. So, no. Can you please introduce yourself, what pack you're with, and what your position is?
So my name's, Matt Robert. I'm a new wolf den leader for Pack 965.
Okay.
Nicholas Giard. I'm a new tiger den leader for Pack 961.
Hey, Tiger.
My name's John Hughes. 84, lead Lowe's leader. Assistant leader last year. I then leader relocated out to Colorado for work.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Jessica Scalzo, I'm with Pack 982. I am secretary and membership.
Ooh, one of the hardest jobs out there, membership chair. That and popcorn kernel. The two of you don't want. So we get your popcorn kernel.
My name is Queenie. I'm from Pack 663. I'm called to be a new
Committee chairman. And very new. Okay. Very good. Now, last year, it's funny, I go through all my slides. I've been doing Roundtable now for 8 years. So I've got a lot of past slides out of it. And I'm like, what did we do last year for the new folks? We said, we led God Bless America. Awesome song, feel really good about it. We're going to do something now. So those of you who like to sing, sorry, moving on. No, no, no! It's time. It's time for something totally different, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play Name That Flag. That's right. Name that flag. Wait a minute. Say it with me. Name That Flag. Right. That's a game show that's going to be sweeping the nation very soon. Name that flag. Everyone will go, what? And they're going to go, name that flag. So, I have flags throughout the studio. Yes, the studio. There are flags everywhere. And we're going to say each person to give you an opportunity to identify the flags. Everyone's looking around going, oh no, I don't know those flags. That's right, they're not the easy ones. I didn't bring my easy ones. I brought the hard ones. However, you will be allowed to phone a friend, aka someone in the room, to maybe help you. No, those of you in the room, if that phone comes out, I saw you go for the pocket. I saw you. If you go for the phone, you're disqualified. But if you don't know the information, you could say, I would like to phone a friend and go to and maybe they'll raise hands. Okay? So, here we go. Let's see. I tell you what, let's make this really, really, really fair.
It's probably better than singing.
It is. It's better. Okay, so. Here's one of these, please. Who has number one? You get the choice of choosing which flag you'd like to identify. That one of those two, this one, or this handy dandy one right here. Which one would you like to identify?
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with. That one.
Okay, let's hear what you're doing. You have chosen that flag. Can you identify it?
Well, it was a U.S. flag, an early U.S. flag.
Very good.
They're right down here. So probably it was the original, like one of the original U.S. flags, like 13 colonies, so 13 stripes, 13 stars.
Okay. Does anyone in the crowd know? You?
I'm assuming it has a formal name.
It does have a formal name. Anyone know? Ladies and gentlemen, that's called the Betsy Ross flag. That's correct. The Betsy Ross flag, which is unfortunately named because Betsy Ross was indeed not the creator of the first flag, even though she's been accredited with that, because her cousin lobbied for her to be officially the one, and so a painting was made of her working on the flag with George Washington there helping her design it. How nice. However, it was not. However, this flag, though, was the first official one, and also Betsy Ross was given a contract to create, and quote, as many of these as you can produce, unquote. What a great contract. Okay. Yeah, well, don't we all want that one? Okay, who's got number two? Which one would you like? You can't have Betsy Ross. That one, okay. You know that one. What's that one called?
Yes, and say that it's
The bicentennial flag. We did see it a lot in 1976. I remember that quite vividly. But no, it's not. It's called the Bennington flag. This is the version of the American flag associated with the Battle of Bennington. That's correct. It has 13 stripes, 13 stars, and was put into service in 1776. The interesting thing about it is the number of points on the star. It is 6 points. Which, funny story, the Betsy Ross flag originally was going to be 6 as well because 6-point stars are easier to create than 5-point stars. But, there you go. Alright, who's got number 3? Which one do you want?
I'm going to take this one.
Okay, what's that one?
No idea, so I'm going to phone a friend.
Okay. Anybody have a clue that want to help her out? Phone a friend? Anybody? Boy, no friends at all. Sure, no friends.
There we go. It's the Grand Union.
What? You knew it? That's crazy talk! How did you guess that? Where could that have come from? From the air? Yes, it is the Grand Union flag. The Grand Union flag, also called the Continental Colors and the Congressional flag, was considered the first national flag of the United States because of the United Colonies. It was at the time using the British flag in the corner. We weren't very original apparently, but we wanted to still show a tie to Mother England. So that's that. Who's got number 4? Dun dun. Okay, which one would you like? You want this one?
There's one more over there.
There's a couple more here. No, there's one over here. There's this one over here. And this one. This is my favorite. Okay. That's what happened. Which one is that? Absolutely, you can phone a friend. Oh, come on, you guys. Oh, I hear a friend that says the Star Spangled Banner. That is correct. The Star Spangled Banner, which has 15 stars and 15 stripes. It was the last United States flag to actually have gained stripes. At one point, we were deciding to add stars and stripes at the same time until we realized that, hey, we're going to make this really hard very quickly. So we stopped that and went back to the 13. The Star Spangled Banner is also the flag that was at Fort McKinney during the battle, during the War of 1812, where the Star Spangled Banner, the song, was penned by Francis Scott Key. Here's an interesting point for you. Every single one of these flags at one point were an official flag of the United States, however, are not now. The Star Spangled Banner is still considered an official flag of the United States, so therefore, when you put it away, that one is the only one of all the flags I have out here that should be folded in a triangle. All the rest can be folded into squares or rectangles, even though it feels really weird to do so. Interesting point. Okay, who's got number 5? 5. Okay, we got 2 choices. They're both other areas.
Brian,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Can be or should be?
should be. Must be.
So we
Just
don't
like
want
if
to put
you're
them in
folding, just like
triangles.
if you're folding this one.
No, like the other ones,
Oh.
the other ones should be
No, the other one
folded,
should
not
be,
in
the
a
other one should be
triangle.
square. You really shouldn't be a triangle. But there's really no flag requirement that says you cannot, but they should be. So you can choose this one or that one.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Ooh, this is my favorite.
I don't know anything about that one. And I should. And obviously I'm gonna phone a friend, somebody with a computer in the back row. Somebody.
No internet.
I don't know. I'd like to hear more about it.
This one. This one is the Seraphis flag. Obviously, this is also my very favorite flag because of the interspersing of blue lines in it as well. And also the fact that the blue lines are not symmetrical. That's also the really neat part of it. Okay, so where did this one come from? I have to read from this because I don't remember all the individual details. Battle of Flamborough Head, U.S. Navy Captain John Paul Jones. You guys remember him? John Paul Jones?
Yes.
I have not yet begun to fight. Remember this guy? We had a battle. We had captured the battleship Seraphis, but his own ship, the Bohum Richard, was sinking. So he took over the Seraphis and made it his flagship. At the time, he sailed on that ship, but then ran into the Dutch United Provinces, who fired upon him because he did not have a standard, therefore thinking he was a pirate, because the United States didn't have an official standard. So this flag was fashioned to be the official flag of the United States for that period of time, and that's probably one of the reasons I love it so much too, because, you know, I'm not a pirate. Look at my crazy flag. Okay, last one. Who's got the last number? That was it. What? Oh, then we got, okay. In the crowd. In the crowd. Does anyone know what this one is?
The Forest Service flags.
This one is the Bunker Hill flag. Here's the funny thing about the Bunker Hill flag. In reality, the Bunker Hill flag was red with a pine tree in the pane there, the Union pane. Not what you see here. This actually became a mistake in a textbook about 55, 75 years later when they miscolored it and just changed it. And so became the Bunker Hill flag. Now, the interesting part about this is that the pine tree was used in the Revolutionary War as a symbol of freedom and a need for autonomy by the New England colonies, and they even put that on the Union Jack, the British flag, as part of their usage during that time. Thank you guys so much for playing! Because you can't do Cub Scouting without a patch. That's right. Take a breath, get a patch. No, thank you so much. All right, so how often do you guys do something like this with your boys, where you take something historic and you make it fun, like a game show? Every once in a while? I do it with camping all the time. We always play the "What don't you take camping" game, and we always have tons of fun. Part of it's the fact that I'm just bigger, like talking in crazy voices. They love, and I always have a strange hat. But these are the kind of things that you can always throw out there. These flags right here, I purchased and my pack uses in the 4th of July parade. It's what we carry along with us. And without a shadow of a doubt, every single time, people in the crowd are like, "What flag is that? What flag is that?" And I know for a fact that at least one person from that crowd later on looked it up because it drove them crazy. Why are those Cub Scouts carrying that flag? It looks like an American flag, but it's not really. What is that? That's the kind of thing going on, and they look it up, so we just taught somebody. And every single time I get to teach my boys what it means too, because I always have a new crop. So these are great things. I bought these online from a flag store. I call them and says, hey, I'm a Cub Scout pack. Can you give me a break? They said, sure, we'll give you a 20% discount. Never be afraid to call up a vendor and say, hey, we're a Cub Scout pack. We don't have a whole lot of money. Could we talk you into a discount? 99 times out of 100 they say, sure! And then all of a sudden you save money. So these are great opportunities for that. All right, so remember, a Cub Scout sign is 2 fingers, but the Boy Scout sign is 3. For those of you new, I'm bringing it up because the Cub Scout program is transitioning to the Boy Scout oath and law in June of 2015. So we need to start thinking about it, okay? Right now, this is still a Cub Scout sign, but in June, Cub Scout sign goes away, we go to Boy Scout sign, okay? If it wasn't confusing enough for the newbies, right? So let's all stand up and do the Cub Scout promise. Cub Scout promise, 2 fingers all the way up. Not in a bent arm, all the way up like you're reaching for the air. I, Brian Kale, promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people, and to obey the law of the pack. Scout sign, bring it down. On my honor, I will do my best, to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Law of the pack. That's the Cub Scout sign. Cub Scout follows the Kale. The Cub Scout helps the pack. The pack helps the Cub Scout grow. The Cub Scout gives goodwill. And back down like the Scout sign. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. You may be seated. Now, you guys heard me flub the Boy Scout up just a minute ago. Because when I'm doing both back to back, I'll mix them up. It's going to happen. That's why it's always good to have it up there. Even the person who's been doing it for a decade has moments when it's just, It's okay. It is not a crutch. It doesn't mean that your boys are cheating somehow. You want them to believe the words they're saying. And if they're mumbling them and they're not really words, they're just mumbling along, it doesn't help. It's okay to have them up there. And truthfully, you want your parents to know what's going on too, because they're promising to do the same thing because they're Kale. They're promising to lead their boys. Okay, so we're going to talk about citizenship. Bing. Okay, and once again, these are the 12 core values of Cub Scouting. These are not changing. Okay? Your program should try to incorporate as many of these as possible. Try to identify before you start the program what you're doing, which ones you're going to focus on. Do it beforehand, not afterwards. Because you want to see, what am I truly looking at? What are we trying to do? And that way you can make sure you focus it. And when conversations or questions or things come up, you can always direct it towards the core values that you wanted to hit. Citizenship represents help from the Scout law. That is by far what a citizen is. A citizen is helpful, looking to help other people at all times. Make things better, make improvements. That's their job. That's what a citizen should always be looking for, not just to be a member of something. It's like being a sports team. No one wants to sit on the bench the whole time. They want to get in the game. They want to make a difference. They want to be part of it. That's what a citizen is. A citizen is a member of a team, and they all want to be in the game. They all want to be part of it. So let's give them opportunity to do so. Contributing service, showing responsibility. If you ask most people, what comes to mind when you say Scout? Most people say camping. Most people say Eagle Scout. Most people say service projects or helping the community. That's pretty much what they said, right? That's sort of what comes in your head too? I hope so, because that's part of the aims of Scouting, which is character development, citizenship training, and physical fitness. That's what we do. That's what we're trying to bring along. So, Cub Scouts are going to learn citizenship through everything we do in the pack, whether it be ceremonies, the Pledge of Allegiance, whether it be a flag retirement ceremony, whether it be a service project we're doing, whether it be scouting for food, everything. Citizenship is woven throughout. And I always love putting up here, hey, maybe we don't think enough about what the word means. Membership in a community. The quality of an individual's response to membership in a community. The quality of an individual's response. But, okay, what does it mean from a boy's point of view? We're Cub Scout leaders, 6-year-olds to 10.5/11-year-olds. That's a huge difference in capabilities and understanding. Being my 6-year-old, sometimes he astounds me with what he understands and what he knows. But then I forget sometimes that he's a 6-year-old, and I need to make sure that I can't give too many high, intangible conversations. Sometimes I even have to watch what vocabulary I'm using, because he may not understand the nuance of why I chose it. From a boy's point of view, we're teaching to be proud of our country and a general understanding that we elect others to make decisions, but our people are generally good. That's what we're doing. We're about participating and providing for our country. If we see something that's not right or fair, we work to change it. I just walk by. We don't just take and never give. We're always looking for a chance to give back, to be helpful. And we need to constantly try to understand more and more of why things are happening, to understand. That's what we need to be teaching the boys. That a 6-year-old understands. That an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old understands. But they need to be able to repeat it back, internalize it, become part of them. We cannot teach patriotism, and we're not going to. Every single person will develop their own personal sense of patriotism. That's fine, that's good. And they're going to learn it from their parents, their family, their community, and you. They're going to take all these little pieces together, and then they're going to decide what is good for them. And that's good. Hopefully, they're going to come out at the other end right here. Be helpful. Always looking at it. If that is what they come out the other end with, you have been big time successful. Okay? Here's what they hear every day. You know, my way's the only way. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Right? Winning is the most important thing. I watched We Are Marshall the other day. And the coach, before he died in the plane crash, well, the last thing he said to the team when they got all together is, winning is everything. It's not about how you play, it's about winning. And I'm thinking, I cringe, because it's not everything. Winning is good, don't get me wrong. You should strive to do your best to win, but winning's not everything. Helping other people, doing the right thing, taking the high road, good ethics, good moral compass, that's the most important thing. And that's part of citizenship. We need to teach that patriotism is a love for devotion to one's country. In some cases, they're hearing a lot that patriotism is a bad thing. It is the love of one's country, not the I'm going to put someone else down. It's not that my country's better than your country. It's I love my country and I'm going to make it better in any way I can. See? Citizenship is about action. Being involved, putting our energy into making our country better. Even 6-year-olds can make your country better. Think about what happens during scouting for food. Last year we collected 104,200 and some odd pounds. Sounds like an absolute amazing amount of food, doesn't it? Ends up being around 3 months worth of food for the food banks. But you know what? That food that those boys collected in each bag made a huge difference in the lives of families in our community. They were helping other people. That's what citizenship is about. So, we're teaching about duty, and we're also teaching about freedoms. Here are the big words that the kids may or may not understand. We as adults do. We hear an awful lot about it nowadays. People bandying it around like, sometimes almost as if it's a bat, and I'm going to beat you to death with it. Freedom of speech, press, freedom of religion, freedom to choose our leadership, freedom of self-determination. When's the last time you heard somebody say that one? Which basically means the ability to seek happiness. And freedom of association. Okay? But kids, 6 to 10, understand things that they see, like duty could be sacrifice. The men and women who are part of our armed forces and have been deploying and away from their families. Maybe that even hits home at maybe one of their parents. They see the responsibility. Hopefully, you and the parents in your pack are taking your kids to vote. Obviously, they're not voting. But they should see the process. They should understand the responsibility and the amazing opportunities. Hopefully your pack is doing at least one service project in addition to scouting for food. I'm hoping you're doing more than that. For Journey to Excellence, they're asking for you to do 3. It's not hard. Sometimes it's as simple as, hey, we're going to do a coat drive. Everybody check your closets. Have your boys outgrown some coats? let's grab them and go. And next thing you know, you got 300 coaches, and you're like, wow. And you're gonna make a difference in the lives of people in your community. Be informed about government laws. Why is this happening? What does this mean? And then, I don't agree with that. How can we change? What's necessary? What's the way to do it? This is what the kids understand. Think about it. A kid believes a rule is unfair on the playground when they're playing with other kids. They have two choices. Actually, have three choices. Choice number one is they leave the playground. Choice number two is they can be really mad about it and just scream about it. And choice number three is they can convince some of the others that maybe that wasn't the best rule. What do we amend that rule slightly to where it's more fair? You've seen kids do that. If we as adults stand back and let kids can take care of a lot of issues by themselves. It's actually usually when the adults get involved. The kids have a great opportunity to do it. Now, citizenship is woven all through the ranks, and it has always been that way. It's that way in Boy Scouts, it's that way in Cub Scouts. The new program that's coming in June, it's woven all through that as well. It has not changed. That will not, yes, the bling and the way it looks is changing a little bit, but citizenship has not changed from it. Den leaders are working each year through all the meetings about citizenship, and Cub Masters should be up front talking about citizenship, ceremonies, pledge of allegiance, and these kind of things. Hopefully parades, hopefully service projects. This is what we're doing. It's not going anywhere. It's part of everything we do. For instance, tigers. Right now, those are the requirements right there having to do with citizenship. There's the ones in wolf. There's bear. There's a lot of them in bear. Weebelos. Weebelos has its own badge, a citizenship badge, which is a required one for Weebelos. There's even a belt for it. Citizenship is a cornerstone of what we do in scouting. No matter what, it really is. When we're camping, well, there's no citizenship in camping. Sure there is. You have a responsibility to help others, protect the environment, follow the rules, and provide safety for others. That's what being a citizen is. You're not voting. Well, you might be. Maybe the kids are going to vote on something. Let them do it. Unless they're voting on who's going to pick up that axe and run with it, you probably are okay with that. Well, how about EDGE? For those of you who are new, EDGE is a teaching methodology for both leadership and training. Explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. It's taught at Wood Badge very extensively. It has been incorporated into Boy Scouts maybe 4, almost 5 years ago now. And it allows the boys to understand a new method of providing skills to others. The key, the goal, is to get to a point where I can actually enable a boy to where he can teach somebody else the skills that he has. Okay? So how about citizenship? Sometimes it's about explaining what freedoms are, duties are, citizenship to others. The other day was Constitution Day, September 17th, if I'm not correct. That was a prime opportunity to talk about what that meant. And what it meant at the time for these delegates to arrive in Philadelphia in the sweltering heat and try to put together an agreement of something that had never been done before on the earth. Discussions of all kinds of citizenship backdrops. Now, obviously, there's tons of news flying around now too. There's a lot of politics and such. That is noise for kids. As leaders, you need to recognize it as noise. It gets very easy. My kids repeat back like little parrots things that I've said, and I didn't even realize they were there. But even to the point my son will walk up going, hey, the election's in 4 weeks. Who are we voting for? So that's how you report it. What do you know about the issues? Nothing. Who are you voting for? I'm like, okay, let's talk about some issues and let you decide what you would have done. There's the way we got to go. Demonstrate. Model an active participating citizen. Proper flag carrier. Student ceremonies. Yes.
Hate to interrupt.
Yes, you.
But so I'm Tyler Wintermute. I'm the Goose Creek Order chapter's vice chief of elections. I'm not in uniform right now because I just came from another event. This is our uniform. I'm here to talk to you guys about elections. If you
Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts.
Go down the hall. Go down here and down one level.
A few years.
A few years. But great segue on citizenship. Thank you. The Order of the Arrow is part of it's a organization within Scouting, which is an honor society where the other boys elect. boys in their church. That's what he's doing. So, demonstration is what you're doing, and hopefully what you're doing in your dens and your packs already. Guiding, giving them opportunities to participate in ceremonies. Francis Hazel Reed, our elementary school, we do the Veterans Day flag ceremony for them every year. They call me up, hey, you guys still want to do it? You better believe we want to do it. Our bear den is the one that does it each year, and they look forward to it. And they practice, and they look sharp, and they do a great job. Because they can, they sort of show off in front of all their peers. But they're doing things of citizenship, showing the right amount of respect of what needs to be happening. And then finally enabling them. Have them lead their own service project. Have them create something of their own. They'll come to you with like, could we work over here and take care of, Mrs. Smith's yard? She hasn't been feeling well and her yard needs some help. You better believe it. And we'll be there en masse and we'll take care of it. These are the great things when the boys bring something to you and you're like, yes, I'm here to help facilitate your leading. That's the goal. Okay, so let's talk about teaching citizenship. We're teaching respect, responsibility, participation, and inclusiveness. Sounds real familiar. Pretty much scouting in a nutshell, isn't it? And we're going to give them opportunities to succeed and fail. Scouting is the only program out there where failing is okay. It's not like football, hey, threw the ball, you dropped it, we lost the game. Oh, we lost the game. No. There's truly no true final failure in scouting unless you quit. And even then, it's really not final, because then maybe your buddies will talk to you, let's give it another shot. Let's try again. Maybe we can figure out a better way to do it. And you want to always be asking questions. And the same thing applies with citizenship. Always asking questions and let the boys provide you what they think. Okay? We're focusing on America as fundamentally a good, decent, moral country. That those who fought and sacrificed for our freedoms are heroes and did so we can enjoy our freedoms. That we have a responsibility to honor those sacrifices. And we have a responsibility to get involved in our community. That's what we're teaching in Scouting. Those are the core beliefs. Okay? We're not teaching complex patriotism issues. We're not teaching civil disobedience. That's what we need, a whole bunch of Cub Scouts with civil disobedience. That would be awesome. And we're not teaching things about, topics of the day, whether it be immigration or capital punishment or anything crazy. That's way outside of what children should be worried about. Heck, way outside of what most adults should be worried about too. We should really worry about helping other people at all times. They're young boys, and sometimes their understanding of the moral issues is a little harder. Kids in the ages of 6 to 11 years old are very much black and white. Fair, not fair. Right, wrong. Mean, not mean. That's where they're at. And that's the way we're going to do it. It's sufficient to say that we respect others. There will always be questions by boys like, well, so-and-so said such and such about our country, or about whatever, or about a certain politician. What does that mean? Our job as Scouts is to respect other people, do our best, make a difference. That's our job. This one always comes up. Flag burning. I used to have kids all the time. When I was a den leader, I had 22 boys in my den. And almost every week I'd have kids like, Mr. Kale, Mr. Kale, there was a guy burning a flag. What should we do to him? Number one, nothing. Number two, we don't do anything to people. Number two, we disagree with that because we're Scouts. But because we live in a country of freedoms, he has the ability to do so. Our job is to make the best example we can and show the proper way of citizenship. It is a hard conversation, very hard, to remember that we respect the freedom of speech. You can almost say it to the point, and the hardest part of teaching a kid is true freedom of speech is allowing someone else the opportunity to say what they want to say, even though it may make your blood boil. The hardest thing ever, especially for a black and white kid that says, fair, not fair. But that's our job. Here's the building blocks of citizenship. Let's go through a few of them. Salute. Why do you think we teach a salute? We're not a military organization. Why do we do that?
Teaches respect.
Yeah, teaches respect. It really does. It's a physical action that is a very simple one, so it focuses on details, attention to details. It focuses on pausing, because it's, let's face it, we're talking about the boys. Stop walking, salute, back down, it's actually causing these kids that are in constant motion to have to pause for just a moment. We're teaching them that, you know, it truly is about looking someone else in the eye. You know, we can talk all day long. When you're talking to somebody, you should look them in the eye. Okay, I'm talking, you know, saluting them. Typically, they're not doing this. They're here and they're looking at you. So at least that's half the battle. You know, in reality, how often do kids, honest to goodness, get a level of respect that's tangible from an adult? Not very often. Every single boy that gets an award in my pack, there's a handshake, I look him in the eye, and I give him a salute, and that is my level of saying, I respect, and I'm giving you the respect that you definitely deserve. And let's face it, they don't get a whole lot of that in today's world from adults. It's the most basic building block. How about flag folding? Why don't we teach that? I mean, how many flags should there be to fold? I mean, we're not folding flags every day, are we? Oh, some of us are. Apparently I am. It has great opportunities here. It encourages teamwork and leadership, attention to detail, concentration, respect again. So, these young men here I've got, these are part of my den. This was just a small portion of my den one time, and my next door neighbor's father had died. And he had a flag draped casket. But after the ceremony, it wasn't on a military honor, it was something else, and the flag was not folded correctly. And he brought it to me and says, I believe that your boys would probably be the best folks I could think of to fold this correctly. I brought the flag, and let's face it, a casket draped flag is a very large flag. I brought it, I told the boys what we're going to do. Every single one of the boys ran to the bathroom, tucked their shirts in, fixed their neckerchief, and came back and performed beautifully. It was the greatest level of respect I'd ever seen from boys that are typically running around like their hair's on fire. You know, it allows them to do something as a team. There are a lot of team sports where it's all about who's the fastest, but it's not about working together in respect. There, you know, there's ability here. We can also, it's a perfect opportunity to make slight adjustments for guiding. They can teach the skill to someone else. And then, this is my favorite here. You know, you ask a Wolf Scout, that's the first time you really talk about flags a whole lot. What happens when the flag touches the ground? You burn it! Ooh, no you don't. Yeah you do. Flag touches the ground, you burn it. To the point of even if they're carrying a flag and a pipe meeting it dips, you trust the flag, we gotta burn it. No, son. Those cost money. Come over here. You know, the point of the matter is if a flag touches the ground, then it is as quickly and as effectively as possible is raised to a point of honor. And as long as it has not been soiled to the point of disrepair, it should be cleaned and left in use and utilized. Only when a flag is no longer a proper symbol because of fading, tearing, whatever, is it actually destroyed and retired. Most boys are like, touches the floor and burn it. If they had matches, they'd be burning right there. So, if you do nothing else in the wolf age, teach them this. But what about flag retirements? Everybody here has done a flag retirement at one point or another? They are a very powerful ceremony. Most parents have never seen it, and most parents will be moved by it whether they meant to be or not. There are millions of flag retirement ceremonies. If you Google flag retirement ceremonies, you will get so many variances, it's crazy. I don't even run off the script anymore. We just run on what just feels right at the time. There's a couple different major methods. There's the lay on the fire type, there's the fold into triangle, bring in the type, there's the cut the canton out, the union has 50 stars, keeping it whole, cut each of the stripe type. There's a whole lot of different ways. The favorite one of my boys is I will cut the stars out, they'll cut each one of the stripes, and each boy gets a stripe, and he'll walk to the fire and say something he's thankful for. He puts the stripe into the fire. The key is that the flag is completely destroyed and not recognizable as a flag. And then we go back, and we'll pull out the grommets, and whoever's flag it is, we'll try to give them the grommets back, or the boys that were the honor guard. Here's my grommets for a flag of mine. Gives the boys about 2 hours worth of fun of getting really dirty the next morning when they're going through all the ashes in the fire. There are tons of opportunities. And it doesn't matter whether they're in uniform or not. A lot of times you go on a camp trip, you're not in uniform. The key here is respect. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people that talk about Well, today's nylon flags, you shouldn't burn them, they give off toxic fumes. Fair enough. The key I want you to remember about the nylon flags is they melt fast. Typically, that's a cotton one we have right there. A nylon, you would never have the boys over the fire with the flag because it melts really fast. Even to the point it's so much faster, it almost get an adult. The adult should be here, down, and quickly in because it's going to turn right at you. And getting someone hurt in a summer like this is not good. There are places where you can mail off a flag to have it recycled. It costs money. Personally, I guess I'm a purist. I retire through burning. And we've always done that. And I guess I always do that until they convince me that the amount of toxic that's put out is excessive. But there are other opportunities. Flag display. This book right here, Your Flag, is available at the Scout Shop. I have a copy back there if anyone wants to look at it. It is a good book that's written almost from a boy's point of view. If I'm in this situation, how would I display the flag? Here it is. It even shows a picture. Having these kind of things to let the boys figure out, actually set how the meeting is set up, actually know why the flag goes certain places. Challenge them to find different ways to do opening ceremonies, and then explain why they place the flag. Pretty awesome. Like for instance, that flag right there, it's on your left. Why is it on your left? Because it's on my right. That's right. Most kids are like, it should always be on the left. No. It should be on the speaker's right. If there was no speaker here, that flag is here. So, there's fun things to, there's a lot of fun now. Did you guys know that there is a set of 3 boards that have to do with flag ceremonies, how to, the right placement of flags and the flag code? Dave Carty and I, that was part of our wood badge project, and we created these things. I think they're still sitting in his garage, and they're available for anyone who wants to use them. I'm sure his wife would say, please thank you so much. Luckily, they're not in my garage. But, there's all kinds of opportunities. Check with your other units. They've all done things like this to make it more personal for the boys, other than just something very plain. Like right here, the boards. Look there. Aren't they awesome? Yeah, lots of hard work there. But, you can create training aids, quizzes. There are all kinds of resources. But you can also bring in people in your community. Veterans, police officers, firemen, soldiers. There are tons of people in the community that would love to speak about this. And give their insight, their point of view on citizenship. Ceremonies. You can have a ceremony, whether it be a den meeting, PAC meeting, whatever. The key here, though, is that it should be add a touch of importance to the event, not just to have a ceremony. And there's also, if you look up Boy Scout, Cub Scout ceremonies on the web, once again, millions of them. You can pretty much create anything you want. But let the boys do the heavy lifting. As much as they can, let them do the running of the program. Once again, Cub Scout, I have a book of ceremonies. I think there's something like 50 in there. But like I said, the web is full. I don't necessarily recommend to spend $7.99 for the book, but it has a lot of interesting ceremonies in it. And I have it back here too. You can thumb through that as well. But uniforms are not always required for it. This flag ceremony, retirement ceremony, my 3 boys right here are wearing their PAC 71 t-shirt. That's what they had for this camping trip. They put those on, so they were uniformed the best they could. Because typically parents don't want to bring their $30 uniform shirt on a camping trip. Just heaven forbid it get a fire, a hole on it or something like that. And they can be indoor, outdoor. Our PAC is invested in yardsticks, so the stakes, and then the flag sits in. We take those yardsticks everywhere we go, and we put our flags up at the beginning of the events when we're outside. When we're out scouting food, the flags are up. When we go out and do a service project, the flags are up. Anytime we're outside. We have a picnic, the flags are up. Okay, how about songs? Great opportunity. A lot of the parents don't want to sing, but the kids want to see them sing, so maybe you bring them up and make them sing. But you can do all kinds of patriotic songs. Maybe you create a song book where you print a different song on a piece of cardstock and it goes on to one of those clasp rings. The next thing you know, you've got 10, 15 songs. Patriotic songs are great ones. Most people know the words of a lot of patriotic songs. The one that you probably do not normally use would be the national anthem. Typically, national anthem It's very difficult to sing. Typically, it should be a cornerstone of an activity. It should not be a casual thrown in there. It should never be part of your background music. But the boys should, encourage them to memorize the national anthem. How many of you guys know the fourth verse? When I was a Cub Scout, my den leader had us learn the fourth verse, which actually is probably the most meaningful of all the verses as far as explaining citizenship and patriotism. No one ever sang it. How about field trips? You guys do field trips, right? More than just go see us. We live in one of the most historic, rich areas of the country. You can't swing a stick without hitting something. I mean, come on. This right here is downtown Leesburg. What's historic here? Are you kidding me? Do you realize that the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were hidden in Leesburg during the War of 1812 when Washington was being burned? Pretty cool. Back there also is a company that does all these historic trail medals. Leesburg has one as well, all these different locations. And the trail's a little bit longer for Cub Scouts, so you can sort of abbreviate it. But there's all these interesting little tidbits. Did you know about this for your town? I mean, I'm walking through the town going, this is awesome! The kids are like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, no, this is why it's awesome! So, but yeah, there's all kinds of things. And most of them, all of them have a patch, or a medal, or something. Once again, remember that whole Cub Scout? Take a breath, get some blame. How do you get them motivated? Here's your carrot, come with me. They have a great time. I mean, there's tons of opportunities there. Here's the CarolinaTrader.com. They have, gosh, I think it's 100 different trails. And they'll send you a little booklet, and then you can send back a little order form for a medal. But their booklets are, go here, then go 400 yards this way. Now you're standing in front of such and such. And then give a little history about all these different locations. Pretty neat. And there's at least 10 in the Northern Virginia area. The one for Mount Vernon is really good too. So there's a lot of really neat ones. We're ending up the 150th anniversary of the American Civil War, and we're ending up the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812. There are tons of great opportunities and great events going on around here. But you can also do things like, participate in 4th of July parades, Memorial Day observances. There are just all these opportunities. Find the ones that interest the boys. Typically the ones with guns and explosions work very well. Call me crazy. I never had any boys turn down going, to go see, the Battle of Manassas down the road, or also, it's in October. I used to be a reenactor a really long time ago. I used to be a Civil War reenactor. And let's face it, there are no better educators than reenactors. They want to tell you everything there is to know about everything that's going on, their equipment and everything, and they usually want to make it so exact and accurate that it's a little scary. Yeah. You sleep in a pile of hay enough times, like I did, it gets really scary. Like, ooh, I got to back off this. Yeah, but you're doing fun things, and the boys get to see how history comes alive. Okay? Service projects. We can't think of any other service projects. Really? Sky for food. What do you guys do for Christmas? Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. Do that? My pack goes out and we get stockings and we stuff them full of things for kids, underprivileged kids. Last year we did 75 stockings. And we're not a very good pack. And I always walk away with 75 stockings and like 4 tubs of extra stuff. Because parents go out to the dollar store, the $5 store, and they buy all kinds of things that families are having a hard time needing. And the boys have a great time thinking, this boy's going to love this, he'll want one of these, and one of these, and they're building them out and thinking, he's going to have so much joy when he opens it up. That's citizenship at its purest form. Adopt families. Lots of churches have, the giving trees, so do the malls. Maybe your pack adopts a couple families. Something like that. Show the boys that it's better to, care for others than to get 4 million toys. My kids have a hard time with that. Yes?
What we do is we go caroling at a local senior center, and we bring cookies and drinks.
Perfect. There's nothing like bringing together, 3 generations, together, the leaders from the middle, in between, the older generation, the younger generation. Food collections, Toys for Tots. Do you guys know what Operation Homefront is? Operation Homefront is a national program, but there's a local chapter where they collect gift cards for families of military members that are not making it. Typically, a member of the family is deployed, the family is struggling to buy food, which should never happen. But unfortunately, one year my Cub Scouts, my families, we collected $700 worth of gift cards. Take care of the families. Sometimes those gift cards would go out to just buy diapers for babies. You know, just because we can't afford diapers. Unacceptable. Our PAC's like, we're not, no. They're out there taking care of us, we're going to take care of their family. These are great opportunities. And when you explain these to the boys, they have an amazing heart. And they want to do so much. You know, there are all kinds of other local charities. There will be all kinds of charities during the Christmas season. Yes. Look for the opportunity to figure out the non-Christmas season time. Okay? It's really easy to get caught up in the flow of Christmas. Do that too, but find something else.
For National Day of Service in September, we tied quilts for Boulder Crest Retreat, which is in Bluemont, for Wounded Warriors Rehab. The boys eat that up.
They do. They have hearts for giving all the time. They really
Well,
want
you know,
to.
the difference, I mean, it's awesome collecting food, I mean, the scouting for food is awesome, and collecting gift cards and things like that, but it's not tangible in that the boys, like, if they can be involved with actually doing something that then they give, my experience has been, it's life-changing for some of them. So it was very cool. I mean, they made these quilts. It's really cool. And they're going to go deliver them and say, you know, like, I made this for you. Not just, I collected something, but like, I pricked my fingers tying this for you. Awesome.
Last powwow, a leader from another district was talking about the fact that they do a bicycle rodeo and have the boys go out and collect pledges for how many laps around the track. The money they collect, then the boys and their families go to the grocery store and buy food that then they take to the food pantry. And I was thinking, incredibly awesome. And the fact that we got physical fitness, we got the, you know, asking for others to help, you know, to be part of the helping, through understanding that you know, what it means to go to the grocery store. I mean, there's just so many steps there, and I'm just like, that's the most awesome idea ever. Yes, it takes a few volunteers to get that together, but these are the kind of things you can shoot for. These are pictures right here of my boys 3 Christmases ago stuffing stockings. We'll fill an entire cafeteria full of stuff. Amazing opportunities. Service products should also be taking care of our environment. The Leave No Trace Award for Cub Scouts through Citizenship and World Conservation. Both of those are great awards that are not earned enough. Look at ways to focus on it in your program and remind the boys that by taking care of our environment and our community, we're being good citizens in the fact that we're providing for the future. We're helping other people we don't even know. There are all kinds of awards. Youth Patriotism Awards is my program. There's tons of information on that table. I'll be happy talking about that one. But there's other ones around too. You know, the Historic Trails, the Jimmy Stewart Good Citizenship Award. You know, you can look up these kind of things. There are all kinds of different awards and capabilities. And you know, when kids are out there learning about history or doing things for others, yeah, it should be for the joy of doing it, but we also need to build that up a little bit with the carrot, because they're still kids, and they still need a little bit of little me in there too. We're going to teach them to do a lot more of others and less of me, but they're still, unfortunately for that age, there's still got to be a little bit. Tons of resources. Citizenship tests. How many first-generation families do you know around there? Have them talk to your boys about what it means to be a first-generation American. I mean, my family's been in America for almost 200 years now. Talking to someone who's coming outside first generation, it's a totally different perspective. And understand how good we have it in a lot of ways. Local government. There are always opportunities to visit with our local government folks. Just make an appointment with them. They very much want that opportunity to reach out to the community. It's good for them, and the boys get to understand how government works. Reenactment groups, military units, veteran associations. Your parents. There are tons of opportunities of parents in your pack. Every single pack has parents galore that have backgrounds, history, abilities, passions. And you need to dive into those. Good, here's the thing. Most people stress out with citizenship. I don't know why. We're all citizens. We've been citizens. We should understand it's about helping other people. We stress out about it as if we do something slightly wrong, the boys will spiral out of control and they'll be horrible citizens and they'll, it's not right. It's going to be. Boys understand that you're going to make mistakes just like, they are. Own them. Show that the mistake you made is still with the best of intentions. If a flag ceremony happens and the flags come down on the wrong side, go up to the boys, hey, don't forget, the flag's supposed to be on the right. Okay. Get fixed. I've seen tons and tons of situations where the flags are posted, the boys go back down, and the leaders leave it that way and then secretly change it later on. What got taught there? Nothing. Exactly. The only thing that got taught is that someone else will fix it. It's not embarrassing. Now, obviously you're not being, whoa, my God, that. But what you're doing is you're teaching, you're guiding. That's your job. And they are in learning mode. That's who they are. Kids are sponges. They want to learn things, and they appreciate learning things the right way. I know my kids do. They always come with, is this right, man? Is this right? And I look at them sometimes and goes, well, if it's not right, what does it matter? And they look at me like I'm crazy. It matters. Okay. No, this is not right. You should do it this way, this way, this way. It's okay, Dad. Give them the opportunity to learn the right way. Now, service projects. Remember, service projects just don't happen. Scouting for Food seems that way, but it's really not. There's a lot of planning going on in the background, Claudia and such. There's a lot of coordination required to do that. Remember to always look at safety, age appropriateness, supervision. These kind of things are important. Look at, are you being genuinely helpful? There are a lot of service projects you go out there and it's like, really, what did we do at the end of the day? Did we do anything? Kids pick up on that quickly, and adults do too. When adults figure out that you've been doing a service project that really didn't mean anything, they're not going to show up for the next one. And if you don't respect their time by the project being appropriately sized, hey, we're going to go do a service project. Everybody show up. I have 20 parents show up, and it's not a job that only takes 2 people. Yeah, I'll never get anybody next time because obviously I don't respect everybody to have to actually control my play. So make sure you do it, and always use the Guide 6 scouting. Scouting for Food. Project began in November of 1988. Everybody knew that? 1988. Seems relatively recently for some of us that are older. But you know what? That's been a while. Point of contact, there's Claudia Wilson's email address. Last year, 104,022 pounds. Backpack collected last year, 2,650 pounds, give or take. To help them understand that, we put it on a trailer where they can see the whole thing, but the next pack meeting, I'll go around my tigers, each of my tigers, you're about 50 pounds. Come up here, stand right here. Each of my wolves, you're about this. And I'll have all my boys standing them, still not enough. And then I'll go get some dads, because I wouldn't do that to mom. I get a couple dads like, hey, you look about 200 pounds, come with me. Always interesting. So, and you bring them up there and then give the boys a true sense. This is how much weight of food that you collected. This is the amazing part of what made a difference. Let them see that. Let them be involved with it as much as they can do. My boys have a ball with this. There's the training dates. You guys are thinking, how much training could there be for scouting for food? Not a whole lot. But it's about picking up your bags, it's about understanding where your areas are, the coordination, where you drop the food off. There's a few things that because there are so many units working together that day, it's important for the logistics to work. So be sure you have somebody go to one of these so you can be part of the team.
I would just say that the fact that there was training made it really easy for me to recruit somebody to organize it. Because I could say, there's this thing, and there's training, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not scary. It's saying, you have to create from scratch this thing where we're going to go around to 1,000 houses and put bags on them. What? Yeah. So. Webelos Week coming up? Webelos. October 25th and 26th. Every single Webelo 1 and 2 leader should try to get your voice to this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great opportunity for multiple things. Number one, Boy Scout troops are out there showing off their skills and using it, trying to teach others their skills that they know. The Webelos see how a boy-led troop works and how the boys leading other boys works, because they're getting close to that themselves. There are scouting skills that are both fun and interesting. It's an overnight camping, it's foil cooking, it's tons of fun activities. There's no excuse whatsoever, and it's local. There's no excuse whatsoever for a Webelo den not to go en masse to this event.
And you gotta register by the 15th next week.
What's the registration deadline out?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
So if you have last minute ones, just email us. We usually can fit people in. We need to know the major parts because we have to start ordering food. Adding 1 or 2 at the end. And the other thing is, if you're an LDS unit or you have scouts who can't stay overnight, we do have options for them too. You do not have to camp. It's still fun.
And there's a fun campfire too. Popcorn. Enough said? You guys are selling, right? Cool, I did my job. Powwow. Registration opens October 10th.
Or Friday.
Yeah, so Saturday, November 15th. Now, those of you who have ever been to powwow, I can't believe anyone ever goes to powwow comes away without at least half a dozen or more ideas, new friends, information, war stories, something that's applicable to what they're doing. I've been going to powwow now for 8 years. I teach at powwow. I've been teaching for 5. I still come away every single time with at least half a dozen to a dozen things that I have learned from being there. And I don't even get to take classes anymore because I'm teaching. But I still pick up things because the people who've taken my classes give me great opportunity. I'm like, I got that, and I'm stealing that now. Go to powwow. It's a great opportunity. It's very inexpensive. It's one day. Yeah, it's a whole Saturday. Gosh, Saturdays are so precious. But this is a wonderful opportunity to add to your skill set and to your ability to put on a great program. And it's for everyone, whether you are been a Cub Scout leader for one day or decades. Yes, sir.
Ramble on. But we actually invite our parents to attend, and we pay for them to go. And we were able to recruit a couple this one as leaders, because we're like, come, have fun, and you'll learn something fun.
Yeah, and there's different subject matters.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got tons of different subject matter, running anywhere from pack pizzazz to how to run a derby. What about the duty to God requirement and the youth religious knots? How does that work? To what does it mean to be a Cub Master? How should the program work? My pack's starting to die. How do I bring it back to life? You name it. Typically, dozens and dozens and dozens of courses taught by some of the best trainers I've ever met. You know, volunteer trainers. They really put their heart and soul into it. So, October 10th, registration open. Register. Go. Wood badge, we talked about it. This is the course that Sean talked about. It's coming up. That registration is going for now. This is the next course. There is 3 courses in 2015. This course here is March and April. The next course is like April and May. And after that, it's September and October, I do believe.
Yes.
So, any one of those 3 should fit somewhere in your schedule. They really should. And I'm dead serious in the fact that everyone goes, well, I don't know enough yet to do a wood badge. I actually think that you are the best candidates when you go in there thinking, I may not know enough, I want to learn more, than the ones going, I know everything. And then we have to break you and then show you that you don't. I mean, let's face it, I know everything. Oh yeah, watch this. It really is an opportunity to really, truly develop some tools that you use not only in scouting, but everywhere. I use them all the time. Here's more. District Award of Merit nominations are coming up. You guys know what District Award of Merit is? It's the highest award that may be made at the district level. Okay? It is by nomination, not by self-nomination. And it is an opportunity to point out someone who has made outstanding, rendered service in an outstanding nature. Okay? Bobby Scales is our point of contact there. The deadline date is October 31. You can go to scouting.org or look up District Award of Merit application. And I also think it's on our website. Fill it out. If you don't know how to fill out a form, it's not a big deal. Contact Bobby Scales and say, I have someone I'd like to nominate. We will be happy to help you fill that form out. These are prime opportunities to find folks who have done amazing things and give them a thank you. One of the biggest things you can do in your program, that's beyond this, is to show your kids how to thank others for what they do. be sincere about it and specific about it. This is an opportunity that we have as leaders to think of. Okay? I thought I had no one there. There it is, Silver Beaver. I'll go back. Silver Beaver is another one. Silver Beaver is a national award. It's the highest level that the council can bestow. Nominations are coming up for that as well. Silver Beaver, very different than District Award of Merit. District Award of Merit, the nomination, the decision, everything is made in the district. Okay? And that means that those of us in the district who are on the nomination committee go, yeah, I know so-and-so, yeah, we know the intentions. Silver Beaver is, what's on the form is what counts. And so we have a committee here in the district that will say, give us your form, let's look at it and ask you a few questions to help make it the best application possible. And then we forward it to the council. The district has absolutely nothing to do with the down select of that at all. We can just have other Silver Beaver members go, in our experience, this makes a strong application. Okay? The key here for Silver Beaver is different. The fact that you must have, the candidate must show significant service and leadership in scouting, youth programs, and the community, all three. 2 out of 3, nope. This one's a big one. Okay, so if you know someone for that, definitely get to the district on November 15th and get that form together, because we definitely want folks that are doing amazing things in our district recognized. Blue. We talked about Blue last time, and for those of you who are new, Blue is a required training for Cub Scout leaders when you go camping. Not every single leader has to be Blue, but you have to have at least one when you go camping, unless it's a Weeblo didn't go camping. If it's the pack going camping, there has to be at least one. Typically, those people get their Blue at powwow or University Scouting, which means they use it the whole day just earning Blue. Not so this time. There's a prime opportunity. November 1st, I know it's Scouting for Food Day, but at Lake Fairfax, they're running a course where you can get your Blue and not use your whole powwow day. You can still go to powwow and take other courses. My recommendation on this is every single pack needs to have at least 2 Blue members. Personally, I think 3. Because it always ends up only 2 of them go camping, and if one of them gets sick or whatever, you're down to 1. I'm always a believer in redundancy. So, and in reality, if your pack is camping and you have only 1 Blue guy there, or 1 there, and that person has to leave, no matter what the reason is, as soon as that happens, the pack is supposed to pack up and leave, no matter when it is. That's a horrible thing. So, all right. Start, continue. I have my parking lot at the back there. That's where I would like for you guys to provide stop, start, and continue. Next month, we are going to do almost the entire time of breakout sessions. I'm going to have a series of things to see with discussions and such going on, but what I want is I want to start pulling some information from you guys as far as what's going on in the programs, what you need. So these breakout sessions will allow cross-pollination there, and also let me see where I need to go in the future for Roundtable. Like I said, I have 8 years worth of roundtables that I've done, and it's really easy to get into a rut where I'm just regurgitating the same things. And I don't want that for you folks. I want you to have the best information that fits what you need. Same thing applies to your pack. Stop, start, continues is important for your pack to be looking at. We did this time. Did it work well? Did it not work well? Should we continue to do it? Are we just doing it because it's what we do every year? Is it on our calendar the 3rd Thursday of every single year? Yeah. Maybe we should think of something else. By putting words to these kind of things, it means that you have to think, how is it working? How's it working for you? Those kind of things. The dates coming up, Weeblo's Read, Scouting for Food, Election Day, remember Citizenship, go vote, take your kids with you. Roundtable, powwow, Thanksgiving break. I have this one highlighted here. Why do I have that highlighted? December 17th is the district annual business meeting. Very, very important. You need to make sure that your charter organization rep knows this date. They need to attend this annual meeting. It's when the district chairman is elected and other committee members are elected, and the only one who has a vote at that meeting is the charter organization rep. Not the leaders, not the Cub Scout, the Cub Master, not anybody else, not the troop committee. Only the CORs have a vote at that. So they need to come. Let's put democracy in, let's do a little citizenship. And because they need to say, This is what we believe in. But that's what happens on December 17th, so make sure your charter organization rep knows that, so they can make sure they show up. All right, quickly, sorry I'm keeping you guys. So, we walk around every day, whether we're in a scout uniform or not, hopefully thinking, how can I help someone else today? Right? My kids hear it from me all the time. My boys in my pack will hear me say, help other people, and they'll even finish the sentence half the time. I can say this all the time, but for a 6 to 10-year-old, you need to make sure that you help them see the how. To believe in it is great, but unless they have an action associated with it, a how to it, give them opportunities to bounce ideas off of you, and you help seed ideas of how to put action, energy into citizenship. Only then are they truly becoming full citizens rather than spectators. That's your job. But I'll tell you what, that also applies to us as leaders too. It's very easy to cruise down and just complain about something or about something but not putting true action behind it. When's the last time you put true action behind your citizenship besides just voting? Facebook, wide open, posted will. I do monitor it, I do pull down anything that's inappropriate, which I don't think I've ever had anything on the Cub Scout 19 program, which is a miracle on Facebook. But we have both a Goose Creek one, which is for the good of everyone, both Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, and then we have a Cub Scout Roundtable, which is mostly just for Cub Scout information. For the other Boy Scouters, I don't want to know what's going on with the blue tabs. But take a look there. Take a look at other Facebook sites for the NCAC, like the host one I was talking about, the history of the scouting trip. NCAC. A lot of different packs around me have them too. I have recently gotten letters from Boy Scout troops encouraging Weeblos to come to their meetings. Just, because Weeblos need to do a couple troop meetings. Well, I'm putting them on the Cub Scout Roundtable. I mean, I can send them out to blast, but not everybody's on the blast list. So I'm sending them out there and also Facebook, and hopefully they're being passed along and shared so people can see there are other troops out there, opportunities for boys to see what is available from scouting troops. All of them are different. They're all boy-led, and each one of them is the culture of those boys at the time. They'll fit. Different boys will fit different places. Give them opportunities to go see it. But anything that your pack is doing, let me know. Or put it there yourself. And let's get it out there. Let other people know. This is what we're doing. This is what we did. This worked well. This didn't work well. That's the best way for us as a district. And next roundtable, November 12th at 7:30. Same bad time, same bad channel. Thanks so much.